performance by 0.95% every year per transaction, buy-sell transaction. Now, Jack Bogle, chairman and founder of the Vanguard Group, says for every 0.1% lower fees, there is an accounted for 0.2% better return in your investment. Expenses accounted for 83% of an active manager's shortfall compared to an unmanaged index and consumed 9% of the fund's average return. Jack Bogle has been fighting active management for so long. We get to stand on his shoulders. He's been doing this very well for a long time, despite a heart transplant and a host of other things. So in addition to coaching you to remain disciplined, we'll provide motivation for you to be more efficient as well, hopefully by being more efficient ourselves. So we hope that this catches on for your benefit. Okay. So let's review quickly what's happening in the world of fees right now. Last two sections of this. Average fees in the active traded investment world are 1.5% for the expense ratio. You can add this up in your head. They're 1.5% for commissions or fees. Now we're up to 3%. 3% is not an uncommon number for turnover and activity loss, based on the fact that upwards of 400% of the expense ratio can be turnover. So I've just taken half of that and called it 3. So you want to know the big reason why the market gets 10 and you get 4. It's because the expense ratio, the commissions and fees, and the turnover is taking 6. And it is not exaggerated. These are closer to averages. For these fees, you receive worthless market timing and stock picking services, as well as a different strategy every 3 to 5 years or as often as you get anxious. Happy to oblige. No one cares about your end results. The focus is on transactions. Every disclaimer is given to protect the service provider for a lack of results in your account, leaving them as your only recourse, which they care little about as they've already made money on the front end. Okay? With our diversified and efficiently managed portfolios, you pay just over 1%, 1.05% or so in the, it depends on if you have a higher weighted to the stock account, it can be slightly higher, 1.1, in the expense ratio for the mutual funds that we use. This is down 10% from a decade ago. It was 1.2, it's now closer to 1.1, 1.05. And on average has declined every year since Mattson Money began in 1990. Mark Mattson is leading the way in fee reduction because he understands Jack Bogle's comment that when you take your fees down by 0.1%, on average your return goes up by 0.2%. And it's return we're looking to maximize here, excuse me. And what you get for it is valuable diversification and rebalancing services proven to give positive results during every decade, including the 20s and the 30s. Diversified funds did not lose money in the decade of the 30s if you start 30 January 1 to 39. Then you pay an average of 1.25% for fees. For some of you it's slightly higher depending on the size of your account. For some of you it's a little bit lower than that. This gives you personal advice, it gives you education, it gives you coaching, all focused on keeping you disciplined. We utilize the 20 must-answered questions as our standard for coaching, and this is what we'll coach you toward peace of mind for over time. So I appreciate your business a great deal. Again, it is not a small token. We do this because it is best for all involved, and I wanted to introduce I call this a manifesto of fees. This is not something I'm feeling pressured to do. I could justify my fees all day long compared to the averages. I would have no problem keeping my fees right where they are all the way through. But there's a reality that has to happen in this business, and that has to be that we understand that efficiency creates more of itself, and we need to be leading the way on that. And so we're going to be doing that with fees, among other things. So thanks for listening to that one as well.